Brian, maybe one follow-up if I could. Could you discuss the importance when you stop a foreign vessel from offloading oil in Iran, you're not just preventing the sale of that oil. Iran has a serious problem of storage capacity and operating its hydrocarbon supplies. Can you talk about the importance, if you will, of foreign vessels that are not NIOC vessels, which are mostly floating storage now, the importance of them not offloading oil in Iran and creating capacity for Iran to continue to pump?
One of the things about Iran's oil sector, Mark, as you described, so much of their oil is in floating storage. I think it was a few months ago that we saw reports about wells being shut in, and it makes it very hard to get those operations back online once they've been shut in. And so Iran at this point has a hard time giving away its oil. Obviously COVID has contributed to the depressed prices in Brent crude. But at the same time, this is like what Norm said earlier, bad luck, what did he say? Bad luck happens to bad people. Look, we had in place a very tough sanctions regime and we enforced it. And then when you had then the downturn in the global energy markets, it really compounded and aggravated the isolation that Iran is feeling in its energy sector. So that's been a big help. The other thing I'd mention is that for as long as we were in the Iran deal, we also couldn't do any of Iran's financial sector. And so Iran is one of the world's leading centers of terror finance and money laundering. We came in and blacklisted scores of Iranian banks. Then you had the SWIFT financial system match all of our designations. Then you also had FATF come in, and that's based in Paris. They now put in place countermeasures to deal with Iran's lack of transparency. Since '79, Iran has deliberately run an opaque financial sector so that people can't follow the money. That's how it's designed with all these IRGC shell companies. At least half or more of the Iranian economy is run by the Revolutionary Guard Corps. So by going after the banks the way that we had, that's part of the maximum pressure campaign that's been successful.